First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to Yakim and you, Aqua, to believe in all sincerity. So, as you see here on your screen, here are 11 things Trump has promised to carry out on day one of his presidency. As President-elect Donald Trump has promised significant changes when he takes office on everything from immigration to foreign policy tariffs. Okay. And as you can see here, there's a video. It says at the top, Trump's incoming border czar says mass deportations will include workplace roundups. It says President-elect Donald Trump spent the past 2 years on the campaign trail making more than a dozen promises about what he would enact on his first day in office. Trump's day one plans are wide-reaching, calling for the mass deportation of undocumented immigrants, sweeping tariffs that economists have warned could have drastic and harmful effects on the U.S. economy, and pardons of defendants charged in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Let's read this right here, immigration. Begin a mass deportation program. As he did during his previous campaigns, Trump made immigration the centerpiece of his 2024 pitch, repeatedly vowing to deport undocumented migrants. On October 27th, just days before the election, Trump reiterated during a rally in New York City, on day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history to get the criminals out. In 2022, the number of undocumented migrants living in the U.S. stood at nearly 11 million, according to a federal estimate. Though the exact number is unknown, fewer than 500,000 undocumented immigrants were known to have criminal backgrounds as of September, Immigration and Customs Enforcement said in a letter to Congress. See, fewer than 500,000 undocumented immigrants were known to have criminal backgrounds. And they're estimating there's 11 million, undocumented migrants living in the U.S. These are estimations. But this is your boy Trump. When asked in November about the cost of a mass deportation plan, Trump told NBC that it's not a question of a price tag. That same month, Trump confirmed a post by another Truth Social user who wrote that the Trump administration would be prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets for a deportation program. Trump shared the post, writing, "True. End birthright citizenship. Anyone who is born in the U.S. is automatically granted citizenship, a right laid out in the 14th Amendment. Trump wants to change it, a logistically difficult operation that would almost certainly lead to legal battles." In a December interview on NBC News, Meet the Press moderator Kristen Welker asked Trump whether it was still his plan to end birthright citizenship on day one. Trump said, "Absolutely." Let's read this. This is Democracy, and you can read this when you get a chance. I'm going to read some of these. I'm not going to read all 11. But let's read this on Democracy. Pardon January 6 defendants. On numerous occasions, Trump has said he would quickly pardon people convicted for their role in the January 6th, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. When NBC News Welker asked Trump in December about his timeline for pardons, he said, "I'm looking first day." He went further in an interview with Time magazine published last month saying, "I'll be looking at J6 early on, maybe the first 9 minutes." In the January press conference, Trump was asked if he was looking to pardon January 6 defendants who were charged with violent crimes. Trump said, "We're looking at it," adding that he intended to make major pardons. More than 1,580 defendants have been charged and more than 1,270 convicted in January 6 investigation on charges ranging from unlawful parading to seditious conspiracy. There are more than 700 defendants who either received sentences that included no prison time or who have already completed their sentences, meaning Trump could theoretically pardon hundreds of January 6 defendants without much of a practical impact. Right. Where's the harsh sentences, So, as you can see, and Biden too. I just read that Biden pardoned, some of his family members for, minutes before he ended his presidency. So, these devils are very biased. Okay, here it is. The scriptures say that the world was created for our sakes, but yet they want to deport, quote unquote, illegal immigrants. Okay, the world was created for Israel's sake, and they're targeting, Jakes, mainly Northern Kingdom. Okay, but let's continue on. This is right here. It says just a handful of January 6 defendants remain detained pre-trial at the order of a federal judge, while all other incarcerated January 6 defendants have been sentenced to prison after their conviction, when they either admitted they committed the crimes they were charged with or when a judge or jury found them guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And that has yet to be seen, Ending the war in Ukraine. One of Trump's most audacious promises was that he could end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours of taking office, or even before. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president, Trump said during a September debate with Vice President Kamala Harris in Philadelphia. I know Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky very well, and I know Russian President Vladimir Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden, Trump asked. During remarks to the press at Mar-a-Lago in January, Trump was asked when he plans to meet with Putin to discuss an end to the Ukraine war. Trump said it would be inappropriate to hold a meeting ahead of his January 20th inauguration. Let's read this one. Economy, implement tariffs. Weeks after his election, Trump promised that he would sign an executive order to implement a 25% tariff on products imported from Mexico and Canada, two of America's biggest trading partners. On January 20th, as one of many first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States and its ridiculous open borders, Trump said in a post on Truth Social November 25th. Trump had previously proposed 10% tariffs across the board, but his November comments about the two U.S. allies went further. During his campaign, Trump referred to tariffs as the most beautiful word in the entire dictionary of words. Yeah, this dude is proud. Okay. What did we read over here? That they don't respect Biden. They respect me. Okay. And tariffs is, the most beautiful word in the entire dictionary of words. This guy's full of himself. He thinks that what he's doing is right and everyone else is wrong. I truly believe that, even if he's on Esau's side, because Republican and Democrats, we both know they work for, they're Edomites. They work for the same cause, But this dude definitely, he's full of himself for sure. Okay. Like all Edomites are, but this guy's openly, displays it. It says economists have warned that consumers could bear the brunt of sweeping tariffs, which may lead to higher prices. Companies could respond to tariffs by buying a product in the U.S. rather than from another country, or they may raise prices for consumers to offset the cost of the tariff. Alan Deardoff, an economist at the University of Michigan, had previously told NBC News that Trump's tariffs are like a sales tax in the sense that consumers everywhere are going to end up paying. You see? So they know how their economy works. Let's read this. T-Gender writes, Trump limit participation in women's sports. Trump has repeatedly referred to T-Gender women as men, vowing to his supporters that he will ensure T-Gender women cannot compete in women's sports. In October's speech in West Palm Beach, he said, I will keep men out of women's sports 100% immediately. First day. During the same speech, he vowed to sign an executive order on his first day in office to cut federal funding for schools pushing critical race theory, T-gender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content to our beautiful children. Yeah, and he just said in his inauguration speech that he's only recognizing M and F. Okay, there's not going to be all these, genders. He's only recognizing Adam and Eve. You know what I'm talking about. You got to be very cold with it on these videos. All right, so, and you can read the rest of this. Basically, I just want to report, okay, on what Donald Dump, is doing, okay, so to speak. His first day in office. Let's get a couple of scriptures because, truth be told, we so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans have served slavery here in America and continue to do so. It's just a modern day slavery. And, what do these things benefit us if the earth is given into our hands? If Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, whom the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ, okay, it's not taught here. It's not, scriptures say that the Lord was crucified, okay, in that great city, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, and that's here in America, okay? How do these things benefit us when the confusion is great, when these things benefit their people, okay? This is the book of Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. So as we watch, okay, we see the vain help, and this is all vanity. In the NLT, we looked in vain for our allies to come and save us, but we were looking to nations that could not help us. These nations cannot help us. Only Yahweh Bashem Yahushai can help you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because America is basically, Babylon. Okay, and we know that the root word for Babylon is Babal, which means confusion, and there's no, saving America. The scriptures tell you, take balm if it be that she may be saved, but she cannot be saved. There's no healing ointment for America. America is destined to be destroyed, and it's already decaying, physically, spiritually, okay, morally, okay, economically. Everything about America is going down the drain. All right, and their plans to make America great again is actually a lie. A great lie. And although they try to speak these great swelling words, because it sounds great to the ear, but in reality, when everything plays out, it doesn't play out for the benefit of you Jakes. It's for the benefit of their empire. Okay, this is Psalms 12:2. They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips, with a double heart do they speak. Okay, and it's interesting how every time these politicians go up there to speak, everyone gets up and starts clapping. Every statement, every 5 minutes is clapping. Well, they're speaking vanity, to their neighbors. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. It says, Yahweh shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. And as I mentioned, Donald Trump is the poster boy for pride. They like him because he's open with it. We become accustomed to seeing this man be proudful in his dealings on TV. And so people, they take it, all right? But the Lord's going to cut off all that flattering, The tongue that speaketh proud things, who have said with our tongue will we prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us, right? And the scriptures speak that their tongue walketh through the earth. They think that with their, great swelling words that they can manipulate the masses. Well, they're not going to manipulate the election. The election sees right through this. There's no nation that can save us. Okay. They speak vanity, It says, with a double heart do they speak. Okay. With a double heart. Yeah. Mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory, inclination, relation, determination of will, heart, of moral character, whatever comes out of their mouth, it's really the opposite. They have a double meaning, a hidden meaning at that. Okay. They know how to use their English language to speak great swelling words, but and never come through. They promise, but they don't fulfill. And a lot of people are taken by these politicians, these presidents, the Republican and Democrat stances. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see? So they might sound smooth, okay? But actually war is in their heart. It's the most violent man to ever walk the earth. The wicked Esau Edom. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. They're talking about America's decline is over, okay, and it's time for them to win. You see? So, people they flock to that. They want to hear that, but really, war is on the horizon. They're planning to stop the Ukraine war in a day. It's like, come on, we'll see if that's true. But we know that the scriptures speak about America being destroyed by a third world war, a nuclear war at that. Okay, so yeah, words are smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. Okay, this is Proverbs 26:24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. Okay, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips. Let's get this word dissembleth. And nothing but hate is in their heart, man. Esau Edom does not know anything regards to love, man.
Strong's H5234. Nacher.
Yeah.
Nacher.
He certainly doesn't love you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. This is that word dissembleth, to recognize, acknowledge, know, respect, discern, regard. Let's see. Yeah. CSB, a hateful person disguises himself with his speech and harbors deceit within him. You see? Yeah, that's how they disguise themselves, with their speech. But war is in their heart and harbors deceit within them. And truly they're deceitful. Truly they're deceitful inside. Truly they're not for what they say. Okay, they're for chaos. Okay? They're for the NWO. Order out of chaos. Order ab chaos. Okay, I believe they have that on the back of the dollar. They believe they can, govern out of chaos. Okay, because they are full of chaos, and that's true. And look at the inception of America. Look at how America's been governed. Okay, look at all the wars America has been involved in. This is truth, but people are just gone off the juice. The Spirit had us go into that, this last Saturday, that juice that everyone is drinking. People are starting to see how bitter it is. They're starting to put down the bottle. Okay, the scriptures speak of woe to he that giveth drink to his neighbor, that his nakedness be seen, roughly paraphrasing. And that's what America does. They give you the juice, you drink it, and later on you're caught with the after effects. You're stuck. Okay, because their counsel is of wickedness, it's of deceit. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. And that's what these devils do. They speak fair, but believe them not, for there's a number of abominations in his mind, in his deep-seated passions, his desires, what he truly wants to do. There's a numerous number of abominations, okay? It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation, right? So if you try to hide hatred, ultimately, by being deceitful, ultimately it's going to be shown, okay? And we're seeing it. The congregation of the Lord's men, well, we see it through the Spirit, Lord willing. We be of that elect, but we do see it. We do see what they're saying. This is Psalms 144:8, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Right, they speak vanity. Okay, their so-called truthfulness is really vanity and falsehood.
Strong's H 3225. Yamin.
Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Psalms 144, their mouths are full of lies. They swear to tell the truth, but they lie instead. Yeah, they put their hand on the Bible, their left, and they raise their right. And they, but really they're lying through their teeth. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. 11th verse, rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. You see, and this is what we pray. We pray that the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, quickly rids the earth of these devils, okay, and deliver us from these strange children, starting with Esau, Edom, as well as the heathen, okay, who they speak nothing but lies, and their so-called truth is full of holes. It's really full of deceit. It's falsehood. Okay, so we just wanted to report, okay, on the things that he has promised to carry out on day 1 of his presidency. Speaking of Donald Dump, Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.